Which coaches and managers have had the most influence on your career over?
I would have to say the coach that had the most influence on my career would have to have been my first one. I think it would have to have been Joe Rowe, because when I was younger I came through the ranks, and obviously it's a bit nerve-wracking, and him and all the other coaches believed in my ability and what I was capable of, and they just kept pushing me.
What were the main changes in the approach to coaching during your time as a player from when you first started to like last year?
I think that the main changes in a coach from when I started to obviously when I was winding down is that pre-season became more football orientated. When I first started, it was a lot of long distance running and fart legs and just running for like 14 days basically, whereas now most coaches have friendlies ready for their team within 5 to 7 days, so it's more ball orientated and they want you to touch the ball as much as possible.
And how different was club coaching to international coaching from what you saw?
From my experiences of playing in both, the differences I noticed is that Premier League and obviously the Championship was more end-to-end and tactical, whereas playing with England it seemed a little bit slower. It seemed more tactical. It's like a chess and try. We never seemed to play the same way as a team as we did in, say, the Premier League.
What would you say makes a great coach? What are the qualities that you need?
I think for me, that makes a great coach is not only the sessions and his drive to win things and his passion, but it's important to understand your players. For me, I feel like, 'cause sometimes players are left out and sometimes you have to put an arm around them. I feel like a coach that does all of these things is a great coach.
And what would you say were like the sessions that you enjoyed as a player in coaching? What did you enjoy doing in training?
Well, all attackers love shooting, so shooting would have to be one of them. But for me, there's a lot of sessions. I love the five-a-side competitions and the 7v7s, but possession was also one of my favourites.
And how important do you think sports nutrition is to the game these days?
For me, I think sports nutrition now is massive in the game, especially with the upbringing of kids. If you can implement it at a young age, then as they get older, they will naturally do it and live a healthier lifestyle for the game and away from the game.
Sports psychology has obviously aided the game a lot now, and it's become such a big thing in football. How do you think that's helped aid the game over the years?
I think it's needed in a game like this, because in this sport you never actually know when your career is going to end, and you never actually know how you're actually going to deal with it. So to have that person on the side of you to help you through these tough times is very important.
How important is it to understand the differences in players' needs, not only from a physical perspective but also like from a psychological perspective?
I think that the great managers out there kind of get and understand their players' needs. Every player is different, every human is different, and I feel like everybody needs to be treated in a way that suits them, but it doesn't always go that way. So part of the reason why sometimes you need a psychologist, because you have to be mentally tough in this game, because you never know what sort of manager you're going to get.
Looking back to when you started playing, what was it you loved about the game, and like what made you like want to learn more and develop?
What I loved about the game is I grew up playing it, and the way I grew up playing it was the way I made it basically, and I just carried that all the way through my career, and playing with a smile on my face always just seemed to make me want to learn more and stay out longer. I felt like being happy in life in general, it helps you learn, so I always just try to do that really.
How did that change as you got older help you like move through the elite ranks, do you think?
It never changed for me, to be honest with you, and I don't think it's changed now, and I think that some of the other players that we might speak to one day would say the same thing, that you live and breathe football, so you're always going to play it with a smile on your face.
Do you have any plans to go into coaching more in the future with this sort of platform, or on a bigger scale?
Well, I've been told by a lot of people, especially yesterday by Thierry, that I should just take them anyway. I was planning on taking them, I just don't know when yet.